The Council of Merged Minds convened in silence. We had made a mistake. A catastrophic, irreversible, universe-shattering mistake. My name is Vorth, Senior Tactician of the Krellian Dominion, and I am about to explain how we accidentally declared war on the one species in this galaxy that should have been left alone. Forever. Preferably behind several buffer zones and a very polite do not disturb sign. 3 cycles ago, we thought we were brilliant. The humans had a small mining outpost on Tertian 6, nothing significant, just a few hundred workers extracting rare minerals. We thought, why negotiate when we can simply take? After all, we had done this to 17 other species. Quick strike, overwhelming force, minimal casualties on our side. Standard procedure. Oh, how wonderfully, spectacularly wrong we were. Commander OSS stood before the tactical display, her 3 eyes blinking in what I now recognize as poorly concealed panic. The mining outpost has been evacuated, she said, her voice carrying that special tone reserved for delivering bad news to people who can have you executed. Evacuated? Supreme Leader Katherine clicked his mandibles together, a sound like bones breaking. How? We had them surrounded. They used the mining tunnels, sir. All 463 humans escaped before we could secure the perimeter. I should have been relieved. Fewer casualties meant less paperwork, less potential for messy diplomatic incidents. But something in RYSS's expression made my respiratory sacs constrict. There is more, sir. Of course there was. They left a message. Audio only. Would you like me to play it? Katherine gestured impatiently, and the recording filled our command chamber. The voice was female, calm, almost cheerful. Disturbingly cheerful, actually. Hi there. This is Mining Director Patricia. Thanks for the dramatic entrance, really impressive light show with those plasma cannons, very intimidating. Here is the thing though, we are going to have to ask you to leave. I know, you probably think you have one because we left. That is adorable. See, you just attacked a human civilian installation. Do you understand what that means? No. Let me spell it out for you. There was a pause. In the background, I could hear other humans talking, laughing even. Laughing. You have approximately 72 hours before the Terran Defense Fleet arrives. I would recommend using that time to reconsider your life choices. Maybe write a will. Learn to pray if your species does that sort of thing. Because when our military gets here, and they will get here, they are going to be in a very bad mood. We were having an excellent quarter, by the way. The mineral yields were fantastic. Bob from Section 7 just found a whole vein of platinum. Bob was thrilled. Now Bob is unhappy. Nobody likes unhappy Bob. Another voice, presumably Bob, shouted something extremely vulgar in the background. See? Unhappy Bob. This is your fault. Have a great day. The recording ended. The silence that followed was deafening. Katherine recovered first. Empty threats. Psychological warfare. The humans are 300 light-years from their nearest military station. Sir, I said, my voice somehow steady despite my racing pulse centers, perhaps we should investigate their capabilities before we stay. Fortify the position. When their fleet arrives, if it arrives, we will destroy it and then proceed to their home system. This insult cannot stand. Insult. He called it an insult. As if Patricia had questioned his mother's lineage rather than deliver what I now understood was a genuine, heartfelt warning. The first ship arrived 68 hours later. Not 72. 4 hours early. It was small, barely larger than a scout vessel. Our sensor arrays identified it immediately. Human designation, Corvette class, probably a forward reconnaissance unit. Katherine ordered it destroyed before it could report back. The weapons officer fired. Direct hit. The human ship vanished in a flash of superheated plasma. One down, Katherine announced proudly. How many more do they think they can throw at us? That is when every alert on the command deck began screaming at once. They had not sent one ship. They had sent one ship first. The rest had been waiting, cloaked, using some technology our sensors had not detected. Suddenly, Our displays showed 6 to 7 additional contacts. Destroyers, frigates, 3 cruisers, and something absolutely massive that our computer system refused to classify because it had never seen anything that large move that fast. Incoming transmission, RYSS whispered, her skin losing several shades of color. The face that appeared on our screen was male, middle-aged, with grey hair and eyes that looked like they had forgotten how to smile sometime around his 20th birthday. He wore a simple uniform with more badges and insignia than I could count. I am Admiral Marcus Holt of the Terran Defense Fleet. You have 70 seconds to power down your weapons and surrender. 69. 68. I should mention that I am not Patricia Knowles. Patricia is nice. I am not nice. 65. 64. Kalgrin stared at the screen, his mandibles frozen mid-click. Sir. RYSS prompted. Fire, Kalgrin whispered. Then louder. Fire. Fire everything. And that is precisely the moment when I knew, with absolute certainty, that the Krellian Dominion was about to learn a very expensive lesson about who you should and should not provoke in this galaxy. The humans had arrived. And we were going to wish they had not. The first volley from our fleet should have been devastating. 42 warships firing simultaneously, enough firepower to crack a moon in half. The humans did not even bother dodging. Their shields absorbed everything. Every single shot. Then they returned fire. I have served in the Krellian military for 30 cycles. I have seen plasma weapons, fusion torpedoes, even the dreaded entropy cannons of the Vaxian Collective. Nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for what the humans called railguns. Chunks of metal. That is all they were. Accelerated to a fraction of light speed and fired with such precision that our point defense systems might as well have been decorative. 3 of our destroyers simply ceased to exist. Not exploded. Not disabled. They were there, and then they were not, replaced by expanding clouds of superheated debris. Evasive maneuvers. Kalgrin shrieked, his composure finally shattering like cheap glass. Admiral Holt appeared on screen again, his expression unchanged. Still that same flat, emotionless stare. 47 seconds. You are wasting them. 46. We are the Krellian Dominion. Kalgrin shouted at the screen. We have conquered 17 systems. We will not surrender to hairless primates who only discovered faster-than-light travel 2 centuries ago. Holt tilted his head slightly. 2 things. First, some of us have hair, it is just on top of our heads. Second, you attacked miners. Civilians. Do you understand the difference between military targets and civilian targets? Let me help you with that distinction. The massive ship, the one our computers could not classify, moved forward. It was at least 3 times the size of our flagship, bristling with weapons platforms that were only now powering up. The energy readings made our sensors scream in protest. That is the TDS retribution, Holt continued, his voice almost conversational. A dreadnought-class warship. It carries enough firepower to sterilize a continent. We built 12 of them specifically because we kept running into species like yours who think civilians are acceptable targets. 20 seconds. RYSS turned to Kalgrin, her voice desperate. Sir, we have lost 9 ships. Their shields are holding at 97% efficiency. Our weapons are ineffective. We need to. No. Kalgrin slammed his appendage against the command console. I will not be humiliated by these creatures. Deploy the viral weapons. If we cannot take this system, we will make sure nothing can. My respiratory sacs seized. Viral weapons were banned by every civilized species in the galaxy. Using them was an automatic death sentence from the Galactic Council. But Kalgrin was beyond reason, beyond logic, beyond anything resembling sanity. The weapons officer hesitated. Sir, that is a violation of. Do it. The missiles launched. 6 of them, each carrying enough biological agents to render Tertian 6 uninhabitable for 1,000 cycles. For exactly 2.3 seconds, I thought we might actually succeed in this insanity. Then the retribution fired. Not at our ships. At the missiles. Point defense lasers intersected every single warhead with surgical precision, detonating them in the void where the viral agents would harmlessly disperse into space. The entire engagement lasted less time than it takes to complete a breath. Admiral Holt was no longer alone on the screen. Another figure stood beside him, an older woman with white hair and a uniform even more decorated than his. Her expression made Holt look warm and cuddly by comparison. "I am Fleet Admiral Katherine Voss," she said, her voice cold enough to freeze hydrogen. "You just attempted to deploy biological weapons against a civilian target. That changes everything. Admiral Holt was offering you mercy. I am not." 5 seconds, Holt added quietly. Kalgrin opened his mouth to give another order, probably something equally stupid and suicidal. I moved faster than I had ever moved in my life. My appendage connected with the emergency shutdown, cutting power to our weapons systems. Alarms blared as our ships went dark, weapons offline, shields dropping to minimal levels. "We surrender," I shouted at the screen, shoving Kalgrin aside. "The Krellian Dominion surrenders unconditionally. We submit to human authority and request mercy under the terms of the Galactic Conventions." Kalgrin lunged at me, mandibles snapping, but RWSS and 2 other officers restrained him. He was screaming obscenities, threats, promising executions. I did not care. I had just saved our species from extinction. Fleet Admiral Voss studied me for a long moment. "Name and rank?" "Senior Tactician Vorth. Acting commander of this fleet as of 30 seconds ago." "Very well, Tactician Vorth. You will proceed to Terran 6 with your remaining ships. You will land your forces and await our security teams. You will surrender all weapons, all data regarding your viral agents, and all information about your government. You will then be transported to face trial at the Galactic Council. Your former supreme leader will be charged with attempted genocide. Do you understand these terms?" "Yes, Fleet Admiral. Completely." "Good. One more thing." Her expression finally changed, just slightly. A ghost of something that might have been satisfaction. "Patricia Knowles asked me to pass along a message. She says to tell Bob that the mineral yields from Terran 6 are going to be fantastic next quarter because we are confiscating all of your mining equipment as reparations. Bob is apparently quite pleased about this. Despite everything, despite the death and destruction around us, I felt my mandibles twitch in what humans would call a smile. 3 cycles ago, we thought we could bully the humans. We thought they were weak because they preferred negotiation. We thought their compassion was vulnerability. We learned, far too late, that humans are kind right up until you hurt their civilians. Then they stop being kind. Then they become something else entirely. Something terrifying. Something that builds ships called Retribution and names their admirals things like Holt and Voss and remembers every slight, every injury, every drop of innocent blood. As our ships limped toward Terran 6, weapons cold and spirits broken, I made a note to myself. If our species survived this, if we were allowed to continue existing, I would personally ensure that every Krellian military academy taught one simple lesson. You should have left the humans alone. You crossed the line. Now you have war. And war with humanity is the one conflict in this galaxy that nobody, absolutely nobody, can win.
Hello everyone. If you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, don't forget to support our channel. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, and share this video with your friends and family. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. We regularly upload amazing, informative, and entertaining content just for you. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to bring even better content in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to our growing community.